Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing Deku. Come at me with everything you've got. That image. So, he's got the big fist. It's all beaten up and stuff. And it's really close to the camera and his head's kind of far away, really small. So the head is like up the top of the page and the big fist down here. So we'll start with his head, right? I'm on a landscape orientation page. I use A2, but that's just because I use a Sharpie and it puts down a big line and it's better for the video. You could use any size you want, really, if you're using a pencil, because pencil puts down a really small line. Anyway, pencil and eraser is best. And we're going to start up top of our page, right up here with his eyes, okay? Well, eyebrows. We'll start with the eyebrows, just because it's easier. So we'll do just a tick there, and then a tick that way. Okay, so just these two ticks, right, for his eyebrows. Okay, right, so then top eyelid comes out from there, and then we'll bring it diagonal down like so. Then we go diagonal there, and then it goes across. So Deku's eyes are usually big and round, but because he's like in a fight and he's kind of all angry and stuff, this one's real small. And so his iris, just here, semicircle. So the other eye is a big sort of standard big round Deku eye, right? So it comes down like so. Okay, big curved line there. Then a smaller curved line here, and there's just the line that comes along his cheek, just comes across like so. Okay, and he could have like, well, he has like sort of a few like stretch marks and stuff coming around his eye like this, and you could thicken up this line just a little bit like so, and then put his iris just in here. So it makes him look like really angry. You know, when you give a character this sort of two different sized eyes, it makes him look really intense. And then Deku usually has these lines in his eyes coming down like so. And then some more sort of stretch marks and sort of hatching lines coming down his cheeks, just there, and like a few over here, not much, like so. Okay, so now his nose is right in between, right? It's not like standard sort of proportional, so it's like just an upward pointing sort of V, just right here, because we're looking up at him. So like the camera is like down, looking up at Deku, so we can see sort of the underneath of his nose, just there, right? And then his mouth, so we've got like a big curved line going across there for his mouth. So that's like if his mouth was closed, but his mouth is open, so we'll bring it down like so. And the other side is slightly skinnier there, see? So this is wider than this. And then, so we'll bring this across under there. And then edge of his lines, just you put a shadow, edge of his mouth, sorry, just there. And then this comes out into there, like so. Then we can add some like teeth there, and then something coming up along there. And we can see his gum line, right? So we can see like a couple of bumps for like the top of his teeth. Just here. And like in the manga, like this is black usually, or like gray, but it's like it's colored in peach in the anime. So it's kind of up to you what way you want to do it. And like in terms of proportion, there isn't really much sort of proportionality. It's just two layers. We have a mouth and here, you know, there isn't, because his head is tilted back and stuff. So then his jaw. So we'll go, his chin is like part of his neck, so we can't really see his chin. So like his jaw comes up here, and then we go change direction, go up that way. And then the other side of the jaw comes up like so. Change direction, goes up there. Like so. And then his sort of, he has freckles on his face, Deku, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Right, so his ears, right, so they're real low down. They're like mouth level. So it comes around like so, just like a letter C. Then around this side as well. And then there's bones and ligaments inside. Right, so then his hair. So I couldn't fit in all of his hair, but I'll put in as much as I can. So we got like his sideburns behind his ear. And then this comes down around his eye. Up. Across for his fringe. So this comes across like so. Another one comes down here. And then we'll bring it down. So coming down this side of his face now. Down to his other sideburn there. Right, so then the rest of his hair, spiking. Out. Like so, and it's sort of, it's very messy. It's sort of, you know, going in all those sorts of different directions. Like so, and then it just goes up off the top of my page there. If you want room, you can keep going the whole way around, but I don't. And we just sort of keep going. Like so. Right, so Deku is green and black in his hair, right? So we gotta like draw those in, or it doesn't look like Deku's hair. So we'll add these black sections. Right, so like down here is black. So all in there is black, and then this is green. So, right, so that's his head pretty much, right? So we'll go down and we'll do the fist, and then we'll sort of attach it all together. We might add his neck maybe just while we're here, just so we know where things are going. So like real taut sort of neckline there. And he's got a bit of collar coming across his chin. So this sort of comes down across for his collar. Up around to there, neck muscle sort of lines in there, Right, and I'll just erase this line here. Okay, so that is pretty much head, neck, and collar. Okay, just a line here at the back. Right, so now that fist, right? So it actually starts like right just below this collar, right? His thumb, right? So you'll go like right here, big thumb. Okay, just this sort of arrow pointing up, real close. Now the thumb is way bigger than you'd think. It's bigger than his whole head, right? It goes all the way down to the bottom of my page. Okay, so we're starting, so I'd say halfway, right? So half here to here, nearly, right? So it's probably halfway down my page, just about, right? So that's where it starts. I'd say halfway point is probably here actually. So it starts just a little bit above that. So it's so big, it's bigger than this whole part of his head, okay? So the thumb wraps around here, okay? And then it comes down the other side. Right, and the thumb is behind some of his fingers. So we have to add those. So we have knuckles, so one knuckle here. 1, 2. And then the third comes out from behind his thumb, 3. And then 4, little one, okay? So each of these come down and correspond to a knuckle on the other side, okay? So say on this one, right, so we got like some skin folds on the side. And then this will come down, bump out a little bit. And then the other side of his hand, out, down. And then we got, so it's like really exaggerated now. So it's like way bigger than you'd think. So this comes around. Like so. And then this line comes down here. Like for a finger. Another one. There. This comes down. And then this little finger. And then we have knuckles along the bottom. So. Like so. And some skin lines for his hands just in here. Right, and then hatching and knuckle lines and stuff, right? So like knuckle line here, knuckle line there, knuckle line like there. And then there's all like scratch marks and hatching all over, right? All over this. Oh, and his thumbnail here as well. Right, so see how big that is? It's bigger than his whole head. So it's way bigger. So then just hatching all over. Right, so that's the main parts, right? We're going to join this hand now up to his shoulder up here. Okay, so everything's foreshortened. So foreshortening is when you have an object that comes real close to your viewer or the camera lens, right? So this is real close. So that means his arm, you know, when you stretch out your arm, it's long. But when it's stretched towards the camera, it looks all stumpy and stuff, right? So what I mean is, say like his arm here, right? To make this arm look like it's part of his fist, you got to sort of draw it around. Like a stumpy sort of circle, bumping, like so, right? Right, so that's his whole arm. So, yeah, it has some like hatching and stuff coming down this way, and some coming down here, you know, just for his forearm, right? Might be some hatching in here as well. So then his sleeve, right? So we go bumping up like this. Okay, So it's always bumping around, going like around his bicep, right? And say his shoulder will be up right at his collar and then comes down here towards his thumb, right? There. Again, you might have like a fold line for his clothing there and some more folds just inside, right? So that's how you do sort of an arm foreshortened with a big fist right close to it, to the viewer, okay, or to the camera. Another line there. And then we have, this comes out like so, down to there. This is like a red stripe that comes down his UA uniform, like so, okay. And then his other shoulder, not foreshortened, hanging down. So it just comes out from here. And then up here we have like all ripped and torn sort of parts of his sleeve. You can do that anyway. Just zigzag lines and then a white line coming down there. And then his other shoulder just comes out down towards the fist. And his arm, I think, is hanging down sort of here. And some of his trousers or something down here. And then the side of his body just there. With a bit of a fold line. And like white parts of his school uniform. There, line coming down the middle. But that's it. That's how to draw Deku. Wait. Hatching here. Scratch marks on this arm as well. You know, because he's all beaten up. So, okay, that's everything, I think. He has sweat on his face as well. Some beads of sweat. So this is obviously optional, but I'll put it in for anyone who wants it. So there you go. Deku, come at me with everything you got. Hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next.